Hello gainers, I'm Ralphie and welcome to my channel called Fitter Philosophy, in which I talk about practical, experience-based stoic stuff. And a lot of this channel is about sharing experience from an older person to younger people generally, because as time goes on, you definitely see the extent to which young people are manipulated and groomed and coerced to fulfill economic social duties. And one of these duties is to consume. And as consumers, we are all subject to a lot of, well, at best advertising, but at worst malicious coercion within our social groups to buy certain products, to consume a certain range of goods, even when it is directly impacting negatively on our health. And we see this happening with, for example, the overuse of plastics, the overconsumption of heavily processed food, which is what tends to be advertised on all the media platforms. It all adds up. And here's just one little example of the manipulation that goes on to younger people, which an older person can share because they've lived through it. So here I have an old pair of glasses. As you can see, they're fairly modest. In fact, they'd probably be considered quite stylish now. I just discovered this by accident, and I was having a clear out in my loft in the roof space, and I've just kept these as an emergency spare pair of glasses just in case, but never got round to using them. But anyway, they're there if I need them. That sort of idea. And I cleaned them up, I gave them a wash, and I put them on. There we go. Still looks, I wouldn't say stylish, but what really shocks me, and by the way, I was bought these glasses when I went to school, and that's 50 years ago. So I started secondary school 50 years ago. That's half a century. Think about it. And I put these glasses on because I've given them a wash and a clean. It's kind of a sentimental, nostalgic thing. And what really shocks me is how good my vision is wearing these glasses. It's really good. It's two reasons. One is these are glass lenses. Modern glasses tend to use plastic lenses, which don't quite have the same quality of vision, in my opinion. But importantly, every time I've gone to get my eyes tested, so you get a letter in Britain, you get a letter through saying you're due for an eye test, please feel free to make an appointment. It's totally free. Of course, nothing's free, because the eye tests are paid through the National Health Service, which is a massive drain on society because it's a massive business. And it's one reason why taxes are so excessive for many people. But I would go along when I was young to the optician. They'd say, oh yes, just to let you know, there's very slight changes now. We don't want you straining your eye. We've got to look after eye health. So we recommend these eye drops, and we recommend a new pair of spectacles, right? That's the word they use, spectacles. And we recommend you use a soft cloth cleaner to clean them. And I didn't even notice this at the time, to the extent to which I was being sold product. And I'd go out into the optician's glasses display area, and you'd see the cheapest pair tucked in the corner under the poorest lighting. And then you'd see the designer, desirable glasses, which looked virtually the same, but they'd have a little bit at the side to show you that it's designer logo, and they would be 4 or 5 times the price. And then they would offer you this treatment on your lens to strengthen it, to make it look more cosmetic. And before you knew it, you were getting pumped for cash. And every time we get pumped for cash, we get pumped for tax. Because they both always happen simultaneously, all the time. So, over the years, I have been obedient to the system. And I've bought the new upgraded glasses. Some of them didn't really suit me, but they did for a while, until they went out of fashion. And of course, that's one reason for fashion, is to recycle consumer need, consumer want. It's grooming. It's commercial grooming. That's what fashion is all about. And I'm getting to the stage, see, when old people, you notice old people being grumpy. Grumpy old people are the ones you want to connect with, because the happy old people, if depending on what medication they're on, or the disposition, or both, you will find that they're just happy for no apparent reason, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's good. But see, the grumpy person will say, right, this is what you got to watch out for. This is what to defend yourself against. This is the reason I am grumpy, because I've got more experience of life, and I can see how the entire humanoid species is manipulated. There we go. So I've put on my old glasses 50 years ago, and my vision is absolutely perfect. So what this tells me immediately is that my vision hasn't deteriorated at all in the last 50 years, despite every single trip to the optician. And that's been, what, about a dozen? Well, it's been more than a dozen. And they keep reminding me, yes, there's a wee bit of deterioration. The question I find myself asking, does there come a point where advertising and the desire for commercial gain leads people to be disingenuous, fake, lying, deceitful manipulators? Well, you better believe it. Yes, it does. And it's getting worse, because all the white noise of sell, sell, sell is getting louder, louder and louder. Be warned. Protect yourself. Beware. You can find that just by accident, you just come across something and you already had your suspicions. But with me finding an old pair of glasses 50 years ago, and I'm looking through them, and my vision is perfect. Absolutely perfect. I can see everything clearly, to a higher quality, after 50 years. That's a good sign. Obviously, I've been drinking my carrot juice and getting my necessary nutrition. It's very important. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.